Hey there. Boy, this video is an exciting one. I am hoping to help you just jump and make your business go, way go. Extra money, extra income, and mainly extra profit, but also extra practice, because that's the idea, right? So I'm going to give you 5 tips to get you started. Because one of the things I am going to do with this YouTube video channel is create a coaching business for entertainment businesses just like you. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've coached a lot of entertainers. And so my goal is to coach you, right? I'm not talking about group coaching. I'm talking about one-on-one, looking at your specific business, your specific needs, your specific goals. And then I'll give you my best ideas on how to make those possible, how to manifest them. I have mentored a lot of people in this business and ran a bunch of businesses. And so I feel like I have some things to offer. So don't forget to subscribe, like, check the little bell to get notified, because trust me, the next few videos are going to rock. They're really powerful and a lot of fun. So without any further ado, let's get started on your tips for your balloon business. So the first tip with any of these entertainment skills is get paid to practice, right? Get paid to practice. And what I mean by that is you're not going to jump off at the highest pay level of your skills, right? And don't think you will. Just because you're picturing $50, $75, $100 an hour doesn't mean that that's the best thing to do right away. What I would suggest is you do some research in your industry, find out what people are charging, and charge just a little bit less, okay? Charge the lower amount, because in the beginning you want to work more for less. And the reason is you get paid to practice, okay? So one of the coaching things that I do is I suggest anybody in the balloon industry to find a regular gig, right? I worked 10, 15 years in restaurants, 5 nights a week, making balloons 5 nights a week. And when I started out, I was charging it was restaurant server rates, right? $2.35 an hour, I think. But I did work a deal where they paid for my balloons, okay? And so 5 nights a week, they paid for my balloons, and I went and worked, and I made tips. That's the idea. I made tips, and good tips, a lot of money. Paid for my children to grow up with that money. And but the main thing is I got paid to practice. It was automatic advertising, because everybody that took a card from me wasn't calling in around looking for somebody. They were looking for me, right? So paid to practice. You're doing automatic advertising, and the main thing is it's regular money, right? So I did restaurants, and if you join my coaching business, I will have a video on how to call the restaurants, what to say, how to set up a promo time, and how to run it, right? Because that is a great way for us to make money, and it's also great for the restaurant. So it works for your business and it works for them. Now, it's not $75 an hour, $100 an hour like people are charging at parties, but it is good, steady money that you can do year in and year out. I call it gas and electric money, right? When you're getting gas and electric money, you're getting paid to practice, okay? There are lots of other ways to get paid to practice. You can give a really good extra rate to preschools. You can set up a special thing at aftercare programs where you're giving them a really good rate. Once again, when you're talking to them or when you're advertising them, you're giving them the special rate, the special introductory rate. And you want to book a bunch of that. That's the idea. Book a bunch. Not because you're trying to make a bunch of money, though that happens too. You're trying to get a lot of work. You're trying to generate a lot of clients. You're trying to generate a lot of practice where you're getting paid to practice. Does that make sense? Worst case scenario, I'm telling you, go find a line, right? Go find a line, go find a preschool, a playground. Go find something where lots of kids are hanging out. Set up a table, set with a sign that says free balloons, and another sign that says, yes, I accept tips. And go there and make balloons for free. Make them for free. Give them away. The idea is kind of like I'm doing with these videos. You give away good stuff, people will give you money back, right? They'll be appreciative. You're not trying to sell them anything, right? So that's literally what I'm trying to do here with these skills, is give you good stuff. So anyway, first rule of thumb, get paid to practice. The second rule of thumb is get other people to sell your services for you, okay? I'm not talking talent agents, though yes, talent agents. People that book corporate parties, people at hotels and restaurants that book catering parties. Make a call to them, chat with them, send them your promo information. They will then sell it to their clients, right? And then they're booking you. Now, a lot of those kind of clients you can charge your retail rates for. Absolutely fine. But why not call some of the successful entertainment businesses in town? Say, hey, I'm new, I'm trained with balloons, I work with Dooney on his videos, and I would love to be one of your backup balloon people. They'll pay you less than they charge, because that's the way it works, but you get more work. Okay, you get more work. One time my son took a teaching job, because he got his master's degree in teaching math, to move up to Central California, right? And he didn't really realize that when you get set up on something like that, you don't get paid for a while, 60 days, 90 days until you actually get a paycheck. And so what I did was I made like 5 phone calls up there. I told them I was sending them an entertainer, and that he was already trained in balloons and face painting and stilt walking and all of this stuff. And he immediately started working in the Bay Area because number one, he needed the income, but number two, he's subcontracted for these other companies. So find other people that will sell your services for you. All right, it may go under their banner, may go under their name with their business card, but that's okay. You're getting paid to practice, right? So number two, get other people to sell your services for you. Okay, are you ready for the big one? This is the big one, number one. All right, I got 2 or 3 big ones here coming at you. If you're doing balloons, and you're only doing balloons, and the reason I'm targeting that to you is because of this balloon channel that I've kind of started right now, okay? I'm going to branch off into other skills. But if you're doing balloons and you're not doing face painting, you are losing work. You're losing income. I have always thought, since I got started back in, my goodness, 1976 was when I was trained as a clown. Face painting and balloons, face painting balloons, face painting balloons. They're the bread and butter of this industry, of the birthday party industry. Even if mom's buying a lizard show, if she's buying a magician, if she's buying a mad scientist show, many times she also wants face painting and balloons, face painting and balloons. That's what everybody knows. That's what everybody buys. It's the bread and butter, okay? So if you don't do face painting yourself, go to YouTube, have your wife trained to do face painting, have your teenage kid trained to do face painting, have your best friend trained to do face painting. Get somebody to learn face painting so that you can add that to your business. And then when mom calls you for balloons, say, hey, do you need a face painter also? Every single time. Now, it seems kind of weird, but remember, I worked for McDonald's. I was one of the Ronald McDonalds of the world. That's my bronzed Ronald shoe. It's an actual Ronald shoe right back there. 20 years of service. The thing that McDonald's learned was hamburgers and fries. Hamburgers and fries. It's not just hamburgers, fries. And then they did that package after years. Hamburgers, fries, and Coke. Hamburgers, fries, and Coke. Why do you think they sell that? Why do you think they sell that? The reason isn't just because that's what people want, okay? Here's the crazy thing. They make more money off the fries and the Coke than they do the hamburger. And people are going to buy them anyway. So McDonald's tailored that to their customers, and then they trained their customers to buy that, all right? So what I'm telling you is tailor your customers to get face painting and balloons from you. Face painting and balloons from you, okay? So the best way to do it is to train somebody how to do it. Unfortunately, I can't train you how to do that. I am not a great face painter, all right? I am a sculptor. I'm a 3D artist, right? But I did do face painting for years, and I did train face painting for years. I'm not going to do it on YouTube because there are much better people than me. But I am going to tell you that you can train yourself here on YouTube, right? You can find out what to buy, you can find out how to start, you can find out what to do. That's the best way. The reason is, if you train your own people, if you train your family, if you train your friends, then you're going to make a lot more money off of them. One of the other ways to do it is to reach out to somebody who's advertising face painting and say, hey, you're doing face painting, I'm doing balloons. Would it be okay if I book a face painter, if I call you on a regular basis? And you do the same for me. So you create a partnership with somebody who's a face painter. Okay, now you're not going to make as much money with that, okay, but you're going to get more work. They're going to get more work because they're going to book balloons on their end and bring it to you. And what if, I'm just saying, what if for every balloon job you made an extra $40 for every balloon job? That wouldn't be too bad, right? You're adding your profit with the same phone call, the same client. Face painting and balloons, face painting and balloons. Now, that's all out there. Everybody can do it. Everybody in this business does it. We all do it. The clients love it. That's what the kids want. Face painting and balloons. That's the bread and butter, okay? If you're a magician, add face painting and balloons to what you do. Again, hire your teenager, teach them face painting and balloons, add it to your package, right? Why not? The other thing is that opens you up for bigger jobs. Shopping centers, people that need 2 face painters and 2 balloon artists, right? All of a sudden you're working bigger jobs for bigger money, okay? You're not necessarily making bigger profit because you're bringing other people in, but you are making more money, all right? So with that in mind, I'm going to give you my other mind blower number 2 in this part in terms of adding face painting, and that's coming up next. Okay, here's tip number 4, all right? If you're doing balloons, if you're thinking about adding face painting, or if you have been doing face painting, or if you want to add face painting, consider doing airbrush face painting. And here's some reasons why, okay? Airbrush face painting can be quite a bit faster than traditional face painting, number 1. Number 2, it's easier to train somebody to do it. And therefore, if you train people from scratch, you can make more money off them, right? Number 3, it's new to the industry. Not everybody's doing it, okay? Sure, there are a lot of people out there that are doing airbrush body painting, right? And there aren't that many there's plenty of work for that. But I'm talking kids, birthday parties, families, airbrush face painting, okay? You can do it as a tattoo, you can do it as a face paint, but the idea is it's stencils and an airbrush, okay? The other thing is it is customizable, right? You can easily do Easter stencils, Christmas stencils. You can do, if you're working for, like I did all this work for these companies, right? Chevy, Netflix, Impractical Jokers, all of those people, we did specific stencil cuts just for them, okay? So that is one of the wonderful things about airbrush face painting. It's fast, it's clean, it's fun, it's customizable, and it has a bigger profit margin, all right? So when I figured out, I invented an airbrush tool, and I'm going to pitch that here in a minute because it's the best tool for this service. That's all there is to it. When I invented that tool, I kind of took stock of my business. This is one of the things I'm going to do with my coaching business. I'm going to help you take stock of your business. And I realized that I didn't do face painting. It wasn't something that I really did, right? And that those people were very expensive for me to hire. So I was making less and less profit the more skilled they were, right? Less and less profit off of that. I don't like that. I like to make profit. Okay. I understand that business is not about generating income now. I didn't know this before, but I now understand it's about profit, right? It's about the bottom line, net profit. So anyway, I came up with this airbrush service, this airbrush system, which it really rocks. And I immediately changed all of my advertising. I took traditional face painting off of my website. I changed all of my advertising. But I also targeted the groups that I knew could use it. And in 1 year, I went from doing no sports teams to doing the San Diego Padres, the San Diego Chargers, the San Diego Spirit, which was a women's soccer league, the San Diego Gulls, which is our main hockey league, San Diego State basketball team. It goes on and on and on. So, and all of those were regular gigs, every game, right? Every game, because I targeted my sales to that particular service, airbrush face painting. So let's talk about airbrush face painting, okay? Here's a tip about that. Airbrushes can be very complicated. This is a schematic of one airbrush that's available right now on YouTube, okay? All of the intricate working parts make it be an amazing art tool. That's not what you need. You need a basic, it's basically like a spray can and a stencil, right? That's all you need is a sprayer and a stencil. But a spray can is too wide. You can't use a spray can, and it's not good on your skin, right? You need something that's non-toxic, soap and water washable, all of that stuff. Anyway, so traditional airbrushes are beautiful tools for art, but they're very complicated, and they take forever to change the colors, and they also break very easily. If you don't spend 45 minutes cleaning it out after every time you use it, the paint will clog inside there, and all of a sudden you've ruined, a $200 airbrush. So don't buy very complicated airbrushes, okay? If you're going to search the web, search around and find a very simple airbrush, and also search for the one where you can have little cans of paint, little things of paint that you can plug into the airbrush to change your colors, okay? So you want to be able to change colors fairly quickly. Otherwise, you have to have 10 different airbrushes set up, 10 different tubes, 10 different, a really good air compressor. You have all those 10 tools that you have to clean out. It's very complicated and it is messy, and the people that you put to work will break it, okay? So simplify it. Get the simplest airbrush you can. Try to get the ones where the paint plugs in and out so that it goes faster, all right? And then you've got a tool that you can work with. Get yourself a good set of stools, a good set of stencils, get a good display board, get your basic airbrushes, and you're off and going, right? So that's all available on the web. Now I'm going to tell you about my ultimate airbrush face painting system. Okay, this was invented by me. It's one of mine. And it is pretty crazy. I don't have the traditional airbrush. I invented a tool, and here it is. It's one tool. It's solid, it doesn't break, it's almost indestructible. The only thing that is destructible are the brass nipples, and what happens is people drop them and they hit the concrete and they break, and you have to replace them, unscrew it off, put a new one on. But in terms of the actual working tool, no paint ever goes through there, so you don't have to clean it out, okay? The way it works is a paint pen, goes up into the tool, and it gets the tip of the pen into the spray of the air. Now, all of a sudden, you're painting that color. Psh, there you go. You're painting that color. Then, in order to change colors, since no paint goes through it, you just change pens. You change your paint pens. Now, I've designed this around a specific non-toxic water-based paint pen, and I actually talked to the scientist who did the AP non-toxic rating on these pens. And they are absolutely beautiful on skin. There's no problem. It's not a problem. The only problem is because it does block the pores, If somebody spray painted over 60% of your body, your skin breathes, and it could cause you to suffocate, right? It could cause you to cut down on your oxygen supply. So don't paint over 60% of somebody's body. But for what we do, face painting, it's absolutely fine. All right. So the thing that makes mine so special is this tool sets up immediately, it sprays immediately, and then you marry it with my stencils that I developed. I developed a multi-layer stencil, and here's what you're going to see. If you see this, it starts with one layer. As you change pens, that's drying. You put the next layer on, you paint the next layer over. This particular paint covers layer to layer, and all of a sudden, in less than a minute, you can paint beautiful work. Okay, now this setup sets up, breaks down in less than 15 minutes. I roll it into birthday parties. I tag it with my magic shows all the time. So I do airbrush face painting, balloons, and magic for an 1.5-hour package. And right now I'm charging $500 for that package. All right. But I couldn't do it without the airbrush equipment. Let me tell you why this is important though. Remember I said that I targeted this to larger corporate clients, okay? This year alone, 2022, I did 250 airbrush jobs, okay? These were not the parties that I worked where I did it myself. These were the parties where I sent other people out to work, okay? 250 airbrush jobs this year alone, 2022. I grossed $90,000, like $90,100, something like that, off of these jobs. The crazy thing is that my net profit after paying all of my expenses and all of the equipment and all of the supplies was half of that, 50%. And that is an amazing profit on something like this, especially when you're putting out skilled work. I mean, your clients will never know how easy this is to train, how easy it is to do, because it looks beautiful. Speaking of that, how easy it is to train. It literally takes less than an hour to train somebody. If you join my coaching service, you will get a link to the videos to train people. So you can train them with my videos, and then you can put them to work. I train them for an hour, I send them home with a kid, and I tell them to practice on all their friends. And literally, they're ready to go to work that next Saturday. So it's crazy easy, it's crazy good, it's crazy powerful. Unfortunately, I have to tell you, I'm not offering this to the open market, okay? I'm not putting it on Amazon. I'm not putting it out there. I did sell it here on YouTube for many, many years, but I'm not going to sell it now directly to clients because a couple of different reasons. One of the reasons really is that people in San Diego started buying them, and I realized I was setting up my own competition, right? I was building a competition base, teaching them to do what I do here in San Diego and compete against my business. Now I don't sell them in San Diego anymore, and I don't sell them openly. And I'm not going to sell them openly now, but I am going to sell them to my coaching clients, all right? Anybody that hires me as a coaching, as a coach, buys one of my packages, will get access to buy the airbrush equipment. So my coaching link is down below, okay? In the comments, there's a live link there to take you to my site. And that's going to bring me to my last tip for you right now, all right? Here it comes. Here is the last tip, right? What do you think the last tip would be? Well, it's going to be to hire me as your coach, okay? I have an introductory package that starts at a much lower price than my regular packages. I'm putting up a kind of a sale right now, kind of like a special for everybody that wants to hire me. My goal is not to do like seminars and that kind of thing. I'm not looking to be Tony Robbins. What I'm looking to do is help you with your business. I'm going to give you the same exact questionnaires that I took to help me reevaluate my business. And I'm going to then go over those with you, and I'm going to give you specific suggestions of what you can do to generate more profit right now. Okay. My goal of my introductory session is to help you earn multiple times the amount of investment in the first 3 months. Okay. If I don't give you that kind of advice, then I don't want to. I don't want to take your money. I'm going to give you a money back guarantee. If you don't feel like you got that kind of advice, that it was worth every cent, I'm going to give you your money back. Okay. Now, if you want a more in-depth look, right, I have a larger package, and what that's going to give you is maybe 2 months worth of coaching, where we're going to help put together a pitch deck, which is kind of an evaluation of your company. We're going to put together a marketing plan for 3 months, for 1 year. We're going to evaluate what skills and what things are necessary for you. We're going to evaluate your personal market in whatever city you're in. And in that period of time, I'm hoping to help you with what your real goals are, whatever those are. Now it's up to you. You're going to have to do some work, right? You're going to have to get on the phone and call people and do some of this marketing that I do. But please remember, I know what I'm talking about on how to set these things up in cities, okay? The craziest thing was when I was working as Ronald McDonald for 20 years, I wasn't just going to clown seminars, right? McDonald's is all about local store marketing, local marketing. And so every year when we went to training back in Chicago at Ronald McDonald University, we would have marketing seminars on local marketing with the best marketers in the world. That's McDonald's. Okay. So that, along with my experience of running my own business for 40 years, I think I have some pretty good things to offer. So anyway, my coaching site is listed in the live links in the comments below. At least go take a look. Go look and see what's possible. Go click on the Airbrush site. Look at the videos about the Airbrush. I'm going to put a couple of videos up after this about the Airbrush so you get a better feel for it. But that is the main tool that I can give you that makes the most money the easiest, because that's what I do, right? That's what I do. And that's why I would be able to give it to you, because I know how it works. And I've been doing it for 20 years. I've got it down to where it works. It's solid. You can't break it. You know, you can send out people to work with it quickly and easily. And you'll be able to use my training videos to train them. All right. So that's it. Those are your 5 tips. Get paid to practice. Get others to sell your services for you. Add face painting to what you're doing. Get my ultimate airbrush face painting system and hire me as your coach, right? Bring me aboard. I will create a relationship with you, and I will be personally invested in making sure that your business does a great job, okay? That it expands exactly like you want it to, however you want it to. So I hope you got something out of this. I'm sure that you did. Go to my coaching site. Again, it's down in the link below. Subscribe. Do the little button, and you'll get to see a bunch of new videos, because I'm doing more videos too about a bunch of new stuff, more skills and more business ideas. All right. Have a great day, and I wish you the best success in this crazy business.